off their house years ago, but every year she has to pay the government to get their permission to stay there yet another year. She told me in the 20 years that she has lived in the same house, her property taxes have over doubled. Not too long ago, an elderly retired man expressed some concern with me. He said that he was afraid that if he lived another 5 years, he might be homeless. You see, he's living on a fixed income, and he has paid his house off in full. But according to his estimates, he will not have enough money to pay for his property taxes and all of his other bills based off of his present income. With his age, he's too old to get another job. He said he never suspected that property taxes would get as high as they had in his lifetime, and so he was unable to plan accordingly when he decided to retire. He has no family left to take care of him. He has come to the end of his road. And this is the issue of this campaign that makes all the other problems I've discussed academic. If he or any other countryman of Pennsylvania fails to make even one property tax payment, the government will come in and forcibly remove them from their property. And this is not a rare situation either. Several citizens have been forced out of their homes or harassed by the government in similar circumstances. What does it mean whether you hold the deed to or the title to your business or property if the government holds the power of life and death over that business or property? And such machinery already exists. The government can find some charge to bring against any concern it chooses to prosecute. Somewhere a perversion has taken place. Our natural, unalienable rights to be secure in our property is being deliberately violated by our government. The very same government that is supposed to be protecting our rights. Freedom has never been so fragile, so close to slipping away from our grasp as it is at this moment. The Attorney General has not only said that he would not eliminate property taxes, but he said that it's impossible. This is a blatant lie. Many states in the Union don't have property taxes, and our nation survived fine without them from 1776 until the late 1800s. Why would we need them now is beyond me. Sam Rohrer thinks that we can survive without them. In fact, he has a 4-year plan to eliminate them. But our Republican opponent seems unwilling to debate these issues. The Attorney General has refused to sit down in a civil debate of the issues at hand with his opponent. He and the state Republican committee want you and I to believe that this is just a contest between two men, that we are to choose between two personalities. Well, what of this man that they would destroy, and in destroying, destroy that which he represents? The ideas that you and I hold dear. Is he the brash and shallow and desperate man they say he is? Well, I've been privileged to meet him when? I knew of him long before he ever dreamed of running for high office, and I can tell you personally, I've never known a public servant in my life I believed so incapable of doing a dishonest or dishonorable thing. This is a man who kept a promise to vote in favor of a piece of legislation, even though he later learned of a piece of the bill he personally opposed. He said, it became an issue of do I stand on my principles or do I honor and keep my word? I chose to be a man of my word, he said. He exercised our 10th Amendment rights and stood up for citizens of Pennsylvania against unconstitutional and bad policy long before Tom Corbett had ever thought of it. He is a man who reached into his own pocket and donated nearly 3 times as much as his liberal opponent did. In addition, was Sam Rohrer so desperate when he suggested that his opponent sit down with him and discuss the differences in policy at hand in front of the American people? I think we're for stopping the Democrats, but I think we're also against allowing our state Republican Party to pick our candidates for us. I think we're against the hypocrisy of assuming that our party has our best interests in mind, especially when we realize that the same Republican state party that unanimously endorsed Arlen Specter has also put their stamp of approval on the Attorney General, Tom Corbett. Winston Churchill said that the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn that we're spirits, not animals. And then he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space that whether you like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We will preserve for our children this, the last best hope for man in Pennsylvania, or will sentence them to take the last steps into 1,000 years of darkness. We'll keep in mind and remember that Sam Rohrer has faith in us. He has faith that you and I have the ability and the dignity and the right to make our own decisions and determine our own destiny. Thank you very much.